inside the bays is purely just RO water for
Alright, draft league. You got a tough opponent. This pump motherfucker trying to get a force win.
high pressure fogging, it acts as a cooling method as
I
well
don't
to
know what's
limit
so
the
hard with
amount of
trying to schedule
exhaust
with
that
this
you have
dude.
to send out of the house.
Let's see if we can get this game going.
Hi, my name is Jess Wright. I am the indoor cultivation manager here at Earth Healing, where we are debuting our strain Fog. First drop
Need this
with the
dub.
Venom brand,
Coming
and
off
we're
of a
very excited
force
for
loss,
our
sim
THC
loss.
profile and the terpene profile really complement each other for a really nice, heavy indica high.
And a
The
tough
Cleefament
loss.
has a good structure to it, and the grape gas has a real berry, grape terp profile to it, and so we selected this pheno specifically from our pheno hunt because it had a well balance of both
What's the
characteristics.
report? What's the
The
report?
THC percentage for this pheno comes around
No
22% all
report.
the way up to 27%, depending on the yield and harvest. This pheno is only located here at Earth Healing.
We were looking for a name that wasn't indicative of other names that were being used at the time with colors, color green or the green this, the green that, and we wanted it to be like a statement of who we are, and we're here to serve and to help heal people. So Earth's Healing came out. My husband came up with the name, and Maggie's done all the
I
artwork
asked dude
and
to
all
send
the
the
branding.
motherfucking invite.
I
He ain't
didn't
did it.
have any formal training in marketing or graphic design or anything, so I was just
We might
learning
not
as
get
I
this
went,
game played.
and it was a lot of trial and error. We really wanted to have a cohesive brand and wanted it to be clean and professional looking because there was already a perception that cannabis was not legitimate and kind of taboo, so we wanted to have a presentation that was different than that.
So I'm here with the Terp Lord, aka Chris, and I guess that you kind of manage all this drying, curing whole process, huh?
Yes, oversee the harvest, the drying, and the curing, all the way through trim stage and final packaging.
Nice. So let's chat about how that all goes down here and what your guys' process is.
We hang dry all our plants 10 to 14 days. We determine how long it's drying by the water activity. We try to harvest it, hand bucket.
You guys use water activity, not water content.
Correct. That helps prevent like the mold, aspergillus. We then hand bucket into our 27-gallon bins where we use the Tough Stuff pack liners. We switched over to the Tough Stuff pack sacks in our bins. We like them because the bins are a little bit more rectangular and the bags are a little thinner, and it makes it a little bit more workable in the material. And it did save us a lot of cost on the long run with switching over. And then from there, we will cure it for roughly 30 days before trimming.
You guys do machine trimming, hand trimming? What's that like?
No machine trimming here. We do all hand trimming for quality purposes and preservation of material.
So let's even chat about just the environmental parameters. Let's go over how you keep those rooms and some of the environmental parameters and the equipment.
We try to run our dry room roughly 65 degrees temperature and then between 55 and 60% humidity. We use the Quest 225s. We run 3 in our dry room to push out all the humidity that we have going on. We love them. They work great. They're workhorses. Easy to maintenance, easy to maintain, quick and easy to change out filters, longevity on the filters. The most energy efficient unit on the market. Saves us a lot of money on the energy bill. I think they're great units.
What about the curing room?
Curing room, we use a Quest 174. Temperature in the cure room, we generally run between 65 degrees and 50% humidity to draw out that long, slow cure. When using compressor-based systems such as
And I'm gonna tell you a story, and it's on my dead phone.
65-degree
The fuck
temperatures
is going
and
on
our
with this guy?
55% humidities in a safe range, instead of running like other facilities at 60% humidity and 60 degrees temperature, they are compressor-based systems. So we don't want the humidity swing to go up when we're already at 60%. So we're trying to run a little bit safer at the 55% humidity range to prevent any kind of material loss.
Got it. Dropping some Terp Lord advice.
Definitely.
I see. Terp Lord, Thank you for letting me hang out in your lair.
No, thank you for coming today.
So Jeremy, we're hanging out in the analytical lab, which is actually at our ceiling. Normally these labs are like off-site, a whole nother company, third party. Not many facilities actually have their own analytical lab.
Yeah, so basically what we do in here is do a lot of quality control, quality assurance of our products. We also do a little bit of research on the side just to be able to scrutinize and investigate the cannabis plant to the full extent.
What was the purpose of you guys building this lab if you have to send it off for a third party to test it anyways?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons. Mainly, we could pay a lot of money to test things at a regular basis with other labs. But here we actually save a little bit of money to be able to analyze our products in-house before they're sent off. Another objective of this lab is to do very deep in-depth research on the cannabis plant. In the grow, we wanted to analyze the progression of cannabinoids and terpenes through the flowering stage. We start off with a very low number of cannabinoids, and then we have 4, sometimes 5 cannabinoids that are in there that relatively high concentrations. With our solventless extraction, we wanted to see what different micron sizes would dictate higher cannabinoid concentrations.
You're publishing papers out of this lab. White papers, scientific papers, like...
We're working on publishing. We're doing a lot of research right now. So one thing we want to do is figure out the difference between live resin extraction, cured resin extraction, and rosin solventless extraction to see the cannabinoid and the terpene concentration of those and see if there are any major differences.
So we're here in the lab, which is always one of my favorite scenes to come film in, and you guys have a lot going on in your lab. Let's just introduce you guys. So Will, what exactly is your role here? There's healing.
Yeah, so I help run the operations for really the seed to sale.
What about you, Eddie?
So I'm the lab director. I've been with the company since day one, pretty much.
Nice. So, you know, something that's really cool about the way that you guys run your lab and your cultivation facility is that everything is in-house.
Yeah, so we're 100% single source, which means that everything that we extract here is actually grown here. Even our distillate is sourced from our garden. This allows us to basically have complete control over the flower and make sure that we can control that quality all the way up from seed to oil.
So can we even start with like what kind of things you guys have in your lab?
Yeah, so we actually utilize both solventless and solvent-based extraction. Solvent-based extraction are things like DHO or THO and things like that. We specialize in DHO. Having that ability to have both methods of extraction really allows us to showcase the best form of the cultivar or strain. So some strains, they showcase themselves better as a solventless product, and other strains might showcase themselves better as a DHO or a solvent-based product. Having that ability to kind of, pivot between the two really allows us to bring out the best flavors.
Mm-hmm. So let's actually talk about some of the solventless methods that you guys have for extraction right now.
Yeah, so right now we're just using basically like bubble hash, like water hash. A lot of people call it ice water hash, but we don't utilize ice. We're just utilizing a chilled vessel and chilled water up to freezing temperatures. This allows us to have kind of a more gentle wash. The ice can be pretty abrasive in the wash, so really just kind of keeping the integrity of our trichome heads and making sure that our wash is as gentle as possible has really shown our quality.
Mm-hmm. So like what kind of products are coming out of that, for example?
Yeah, so we make rosin fresh presses, which is like right off the press, you just package it up like that. We have cold cures, which we can cure, in a cold temperature around 50 degrees for a certain given period of time, and then it'll be more like a batter texture consistency. So we definitely do live resin carts, so made from a solvent-based extraction like DHO. There's no distillate, there's no added terpenes.
And then you have the distillate ones as well, right?
Yep, exactly. We have a bunch of distillate carts. We've been doing that for years. We're also formulating some CBT distillate carts, which rather than using the botanical terpenes that you see like from other plants, like the really fruity kind of candy flavored ones, we're starting to use actual terpenes from cannabis.
That is rad. I mean, Will, you were even mentioning like right before we were chatting, like sometimes you go into the dispensary, you'll chat with customers and you'll tell them about something you're up to, and in the lab that you're excited to bring out, and they like have no idea what you're talking about, kind of, because you guys are experimenting here so much with stuff that's just new to the market, maybe never been seen before.
Yeah, that's part of the education, which is probably the hardest part of the whole industry. Educating them, like, this is good, high THC is great, but let's talk about flavor, let's talk about how it affects you. That's something that we're always challenging ourselves to do. One of the cool things about Vicky is she's given us the opportunity to make sure that we provide people the best product that we can and the best care that we can. And that's our mission, is to help people and to give them the best product and not to charge them $1 million.
Exactly.
It's kind of cool because I don't often go into a lab and then talk to two technicians, like the solvent technician, the solventless technician.
Yes.
Tastes great, less filling.
Well, let's talk about some of the products that come out of each of your sides. So, Fernando, what's coming out of your side?
So, some of the products that we're
Alright,
showcasing
fuck it.
right now
No
here
game.
in live resin.
My primary responsibilities are solventless extraction. The difference between hydrocarbon is we're utilizing mechanical separation to